Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS with your host, uh, Bob Pace. This is a live stream broadcast around the world, and I'm glad that you found me. Um, on here twice a day, first time at 8 o'clock on Saturdays, then during the weekdays, Monday through Friday, I'm on at um, 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Now, my other show, Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children, is on at 7 o'clock at night, 7 days a week. Now, those times are given in Pacific Standard Time. I'm on the west coast of California. And uh, so I have 14 live streams a week. I've been doing this now for 22 months. Um, I've talked to over 2,500 people and talked to 23 different countries. Um, I'm very, uh, I have very encouraging words when you're fighting CPS. And I'm not an attorney, but I'm a loving father and a husband. I have 43 years of marriage experience, 61 years of life skills, and I've helped raise 6 children. So I have quite a lot of experience that I could share with you. Besides CPS, there's a lot of other life skills that I can talk to you about. Now, CPS has gone rogue in half of the entities out there, meaning that you have a 50-50 chance of getting a fair CPS to take care of your family or your children. It's sad to say the typical MO is they attack low-income people that have no knowledge about CPS, and take advantage of them, taking their children and lead them on wild goose chase, making promises they never keep. It's very, very hard. Now, I was talking about yesterday not continuing on with this live stream, but I know that you guys still need me. And if I wasn't here, who else would talk to you and help you with your case? I have about 30 to 50 people that are like family here that come on and want to know what to do and what not to do and how to do this and how to do that. Now, CPS is a government entity that's found in every county in every state. Like North Carolina has over 100 counties. California only has 58. It's just that it's so dense in North Carolina, that's why they have more counties. California has a lot of open areas that are desert or places that are mountains or whatever. It's really a diverse state. It's hard to explain to you what California's about, but it's number one destination for most people that want to live. It's also the most expensive place to live in. Very, very expensive. But you're here, and I have my first person came to the room here called Jason Strope. Well, thank you, Jason, and I'm here to help you. Now, there's a couple things we need to understand. It's really great if you, when you text a message, that you make a question or comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city, your county, your state, and you don't need to put country unless you're out of the country. That is for people. I have 22 countries in the world that have talked to me here. And so if you're from outside the United States, please put your country. Now, countries I've spoken to have been Indonesia and Bangladesh and India, then up to the Middle East, Saudi Arabia and Libya, then over to the continent of Africa. I have Liberia and Sudan, then a Republic of Congo and Rwanda, then down to Mozambique and the southern tip of Africa, the provinces of South Africa. Then up to Europe, I have the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America, I have Canada, its provinces, and the United States, and all 50 states have called in or texted in with questions or concerns about CPS. Then south of the border, oh, I forgot, not only all the United States, but also I've heard from Washington, D.C. It's not a state, it's where our federal government is housed. Then south of border, Mexico, then further south, South America, north of Brazil, on the east coast, Grenada, then across the South Pacific to New Zealand, then the land down under, Australia and States. So they're welcome here. I have a lady that calls in all the time, Leica from South Africa. Wonder how she's doing. She calls from time to time. She had lost her child to a pedophile. Anyway, she has a very corrupt government, and they're giving her a hard time about her child. Now, Jason, I don't know what part of the world you're from, but I'd like to help you out, Jason. I know how hard it must be to deal with the loss of your family and your children. CPS attacks people. They take the children, whether they're in danger or not in danger. They're not supposed to. They're only supposed to take children if they're in danger. If they do, they're supposed to do what's called family reunification. Now, this government entity that was started in 1962 by an act of Congress had requested that social services protect our children from neglect and abuse. And they created the Child Protection System, which I call CPS. It has different names in different areas. It might be called Department of Children's Services, or the Cabinet, or the Child Protection Services, or the Department of Family and Children's Services. So to make it simple, I just call it CPS, CPS, the Child Protection System. And as I say, it's found everywhere, even around the world. And I'm glad that you found me. I also want to help you with your case. All you need to do is ask a question or make a comment. And I have it shown on the screen of what to do. The banner right there is very explicitory. We have Jason Strope, who's called in, or not called in, but have actually text a message saying hi, and I'm glad to have you here. No question about that. Now, another way to interact with those live streams is you can be a guest on my live stream. All you have to do is contact my producer, Grace, at vincentwdavis.com with the day and the time you want to be on our show, with the day or time you want to be on our show. You just tell her in an email, I want to be Bob's Sunday morning show, or Bob's Friday night show, or Bob Wednesday morning show, or Monday night show. It's just you pick a day or night, 7 days a week. The times I give, by the way, are on Pacific Standard Time. I'm broadcasting live south of Los Angeles from Surf City, USA. I'm 3 blocks from the beach, and I'd love to help you with your case. It's a hit and miss. You're going to run into social workers. Some of them are revenge, and some are very hateful against parents and grandparents, seniors and veterans. It's sad what they do. It really is. Okay. So to be that guest, you'll send that email and she'll send you a link to get you on an application called SteamYard. You just copy and paste it in your browser. And if you get bounced off, you can copy and paste it again. It's good for the whole show. Now, I keep doing this because I know you guys need me and want to hear what I have to say. But in order for me to be useful to you, you got to ask me questions. You got to come up. If you want to know what the Indian Child Welfare Act of 1978 is, I will tell you. If you want to know what a 388 motion is, or a 180 hearing, or a 160 hearing, I will tell you. There's the safety plan. It usually happens when children are taken away. Good morning, Margaret King. Margaret King is a lady that's been a part of the family for a long time. She had a criminal case and a child protection system case. She got the criminal case done first. That's what you always have to do. If you get a double whammy where the police charge, the district attorney charges the same charge that CPS do, they sometimes want to double wham you, which is bad, which is bad. There's simple rules to be a guest. You just don't use profanity, and you do not eat or smoke during the show, and you do not use the names of children, judges, or social workers. And that's all to it. I can take 9 of you. I can take 9 of you. Now, the last thing we're going to put up is my phone number. My phone number is how you can reach me. Now, Jason says, I've been researching and studying my rights about CPS because my girlfriend has a 14-year-old daughter located in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. And my girlfriend is tormented by fear of CPS getting involved. Well, you don't have to get CPS involved if you don't talk to them. You don't need to open your door or your home to them. You don't need to talk to them. Your home is like your castle. When your door's closed, your drawbridge is up, and your home secure. You should never allow anybody in your home that you do not know. You're taught one of the first things in one of your life skills is don't talk to strangers. If you don't know them, why do you invite them in your home? Why do you talk to them? Because they'll bring trouble. CPS is trouble. They're going to sit there and they've heard a complaint that may have been reported by a professional or a layperson. Professionals are your doctors and nurses, teachers, administrators, policemen, and firemen. They have to, because of law, to report any suspected abuse or neglect. But they only get it right half of the time. Yes, you heard me right. They get it right half of the time. They only get it right half the time. The other kind of person is the layperson. The person's like your family and friends, your relatives, the person down the street, the neighbor, the butcher at the meat shop. Those kinds of people, the day to day. They are the lay people, and they get right about 25% of the time. That means 75% of the time they're wrong in their accusations and reporting it. The problem is CPS, when they hear a report, you're automatically guilty until you're proven innocent. You're guilty till you're proven innocent, which is very wrong. You should be not guilty until you're proven guilty. That's the way the law works, but not in CPS. Also, you need a lawyer. That's my rule number 1. And I'm not talking about a court appointed attorney or a public defender. I'm talking about a real attorney trained in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law that has fought CPS and gotten children home. Further, They have done a civil lawsuit. When the case is over, they'll file a civil lawsuit on your behalf and win millions of dollars back. I have such an individual that fits this criteria. His name is Vincent W. Davis, and he will defend you. Now, he's works out of Los Angeles County. His office is in Arcadia, but he'll go to any state. It's just that there's additional expenses involved. When he goes out of the state, he needs money for air transportation, ground transportation when he gets there, hotel accommodations and food, and then a license to practice in that state. Those add up to a lot of expenses. Now, if it's in LA County, it's approximately $5,000 retainer. He's a $500 an hour attorney. Now, if he goes, like for instance, I gave a quote the other day to Atlanta, Georgia, it was $125,000 retainer. I gave a quote to Wisconsin, it was another $125,000 retainer. It varies. It varies by the complexity and how long the case has been going on. So that is really, really important there. Now, Jason has a question. I'm so glad you saw the channel was streaming and joined. Exactly, I don't know. That is the first rule. Never open the door. Yeah, that is something that people do. You can make arrangements with family and friends that they're going to come over to do a special knock at the door, a special doorbell ring. That way you know it's a family or friends. But you should never open it because when you open it, you now are faced with a very bad entity that will trick you. A lot of times, CPS will come with the police. The police are there to protect the social workers, not enforce CPS rules. CPS uses them to do that, to intimidate you. When you see a policeman in full battle gear, intimidate you, and then they're going to get in, they talk to you, next thing you know, they're searching your home. Next thing you know, they say, we need to take your child because they're in danger. What danger are they? My children were in school when I was approached and had to open my home. I did not know. I I was very naive. I did not know about the 5 rules that I've come up with. One is attorney, 2 is documentation, 3 is never open the door, never speak to social workers or the police, and do not allow them to inspect your home or take your child. Also, you got to worry about medical trafficking. That's where you take a child into urgent care, the emergency room at the hospital for medical treatment. There lately is social workers that live at the hospital that pounce on issues that they want to take your child away. It's very sad. It isn't safe. Or your mother getting ready to have a baby and they want to take your baby away as soon as it's born. It's really sad that you got to talk ahead about having that special room where only the people on a list are invited, not social workers or police. And rule number 4 is how to use the internet, how to search up something. I have Chat GPT is one way to search. I also have Google Chrome, a browser that you can search. It's very important whether you're searching Chat GPT or Chrome browser that you have the format right. You have the city, the state, and um, after the state, you put the letter CPS. Now, if you're outside the United States, you need help, you put your country after your state, if you have a state. And then you put the letter CPS, all capitalized. That's going to pull up a lot of information about CPS. But if you want specific, like you want to look for a juvenile law, family law, dependency law attorney, you put that in there. So that's how you research and find the information. It's all online. You can find everything you want to. I have lots of advice I'm going to give to you and your girlfriend. One, if you haven't talked to social workers, then get yourself an attorney. If you can't afford one, you have to look for one. You have to look for resources. I had to sell my forever home to hire Mr. Davis to get my two boys back. I lost my daughter to retaliation. My other three children, I have a total of six, were already grown up and have families of their own. They weren't affected too much by it. Um, but you got to follow those rules. My rule number 5, by the way, is to make copies of all important documents like your driver's license, your marriage license, your birth certificate, your children's birth certificate, your social security card, their social security card, your report card, their children's report card, any medical shot records, those kinds of things. You make copies of all those documents, put it in an envelope, so that way when you're dealing with CPS, you have something there that can prove who you are and that you are the parents and so forth. Most people don't have all that, and they panic, and they have to come up with documentation. Now, I'd say make copies, not the originals. Originals should stay in a safe spot. Now, I don't know what your girlfriend's going through with her child, but if she could stay away from CPS, and if she does get involved, then she needs to get that attorney hired. She needs to get that attorney hired. So far, we have Jason Strope from Pennsylvania area who has a girlfriend who has a child, and she's worried that they may have their child taken by CPS. You know, CPS won't fight you if you get yourself an attorney. They want to fight the easy cases. They want you to take their public defender. That's what they want to do. Now, Jason from Pennsylvania, what is your questions or what is your concerns your girlfriend has? Hmm. Mm, 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 mm. That's right. I don't want you to be scared. CPS is frightening. All you have to do is have heads up. Common sense is the strongest thing you can use. Common sense. If it doesn't sound right, then don't do it. Don't go along with it. Now, if you do get involved in CPS, the first thing you want to do is get an attorney. Now, they're hoping you don't have the money for an attorney, and they're hoping you use a court appointed attorney. Their court appointed attorneys that they provide you will not help you. They will actually work for CPS. So you're going to have to come up with savings. Now, I tell people in a sidebar that you can get what's called legal insurance. A lot of people don't realize that you can get legal insurance, just like life insurance, just like medical insurance, or appliance insurance, or car repair insurance, or uh, car insurance, or household insurance, renter insurance. They have legal insurance that can help you fight CPS, maybe help fight you a DUI. Your child got involved as a teenager in a DUI. You're going to need an attorney to fight a lot of these issues. That's why legal insurance comes into play. So their prices range from 50 cents a day to $1 a day. So $365, which is $1 a day, is a good sized premium that will put up the retainer or the cost per hour for your attorney. That's what you need to find. That's what you need to find. And once you have the attorney, then you work with the attorney, and the attorney will help you fight CPS. But it's important you get the right kind of attorney. Don't just jump at an attorney because they talk like really nice or whatever. It's not how they talk, it's their background. One of the first two questions you need to ask any attorney. Question one: are you a licensed juvenile law, family law, dependency attorney who's fought CPS and gotten children back? The answer to that question one is yes. You ask the second question to them: have you ever fought CPS after your case is closed and won a civil lawsuit with money, either in state or federal court? If the answer to that question is yes, then you've found a candidate to further investigate, to maybe potentially hire an attorney. Those two areas of background are so important. They're so important. Now, you may want to do what's called pro se, represent yourself. That's dangerous because you're dealing with a very complex system that has attorneys they pay real well. Also, you're dealing with an agency that's gone corrupt. 50% of the agencies in the United States are corrupt. That means if you don't know who you're going to meet and how they're going to control your case, that's the hardest thing to understand there, Jason. So legal insurance is like attorney, though something like Legal Shield, you pay. Well, Legal Shield's different than attorney. Attorney is a real licensed attorney that you're going to have to come up with a retainer. Like in LA County is California is 5,000. But then I said Atlanta, Georgia is 125,000. So it's that retainer. that you have to come up with to pay the attorney. And it's all based on the complexity and how long the case has been going on. But having that in place or having legal insurance is something to think about. People get pet insurance, people get life insurance. Why not legal insurance? And I don't mean like legal insurance, legal shield. That's different kind of insurance. That's what it's called, self help. It's how to do wills and how to do light cases and those kinds of things. But dealing with CPS is very complex. You're like Alice in Wonderland. You fell in the rabbit hole and you're going from room to room. You met the Chester cat, they direct you to the wrong rooms. One room says off with your head. So CPS is a lot like that. I further say fighting CPS is like open heart surgery. Open heart surgery requires a professional doctor to cut open your chest cavity and to work on your heart. Same thing is true about CPS. You need an attorney that's schooled and licensed in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law, who has experience of getting children back and has fought CPS in civil lawsuits, because your constitutional rights and your um, civil rights will be violated. They'll be violated. And it's sad, but the entities, I feel there's 50%, 50-50 chance you run into the wrong one. You run into the wrong one. And so, um, Jason Strope, keep asking questions. I want to help you. My phone number's up if you want to call in, by the way. It's 626-698-0990. And you can talk live on the show and tell me about your case, a story to say, or a question you may have. I can only do one call at a time. Where being a guest on my live stream, I can take 9 of you at one time. With me makes 10. So my number's up here. I do have to go in approximately 20 minutes. At 9 o'clock, my show ends. And right now it's 8:38. So at 9 o'clock, my show ends. And then my next show is at 7 o'clock tonight, 7 p.m. That's all given in Pacific Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, you're 3 hours ahead of me. If you're in England, you're 8 hours ahead of me. If you're in Europe or South or Africa, you're 9 hours ahead of me. So you just got to adjust your clock to the time zone. I know it's a little tricky, but you can look it up. You can Google that, by the way. What is the time zone in Philippines? What's the time zone in the East Coast? So, yeah, you can look it up. You can look it up. Now, today is Saturday. It's some big football games I know are coming up. If you're a football fan like I am, there's a lot of games you can watch. Now, I watched high school football last night. I still follow a team that my son played on, and they had a game, but it was canceled. The team had ineligible players, and they didn't have enough players to fend a team to play them. But I hope that you listen to what I have to say, because CPS is very dangerous. They will retaliate. They will retaliate. Hello and good morning, Bartley. Welcome. Bartley 54 is a very fine woman from Montana. She's from Montana. And she's been on my show numerous times. And she has a criminal case and a CPS case that she's fighting. The criminal case was wrong. She was attacked and her home was broken into. There's no need for the violence she went through. Her CPS case has been undermined by um, her partner. It used to be her ex-partner, but he has undermined her, taken her money, her Social Security check, any additional money for her son. And now he's trying to take her son. He's not even the biological father, but he's a very corrupt man that she's dealing with. And I'll be glad that you're going to call, Bartley. I always enjoy your calls. Tonight will be fine. Tonight will be fine. You can call in tonight. And Jason, if you want to talk, my phone line is open. It's 626 698 0990. Bartley says, I talked more with Betty Joe yesterday. I'm so glad. Betty Joe is a foster mom who's trying to get her niece, her uh, son has a daughter that's in Nebraska and is with the adopted family. Her brother had a hardship to go through with. He and his girlfriend were strung out on drugs. They decided to live in a treehouse in Nebraska. They were caught. The child was placed in a foster home. The foster people like the child because they get money from CPS. You have to understand it's all about money. It isn't about love. It's all about money. And so, anyway, she talks to Betty Joe. I'm glad that you guys have the support. I'm glad I was able to put together um, Bartley 54 and Betty Joe from both Montana. They're helping one another. So, anyway, I'm glad to have Bartley, who's trying to get her son back, but fighting her partner who's so corrupt and make her life terrible. I've had this morning Jason Strope from Pennsylvania that has a girlfriend, and they're trying to learn all about CPS. It's really hard, this entity, because they're going to try to corrupt you. What an attorney does, it helps navigate. If you know the story of Alice in Wonderland, Alice fell in the rabbit hole and she met the Cheshire cat who sent her off to room after room. One room said, "Off with your head." It's a very similar thing that Child Protection Services is. It's very corrupt, very complex, and they have lots of money. It's $1 trillion business. Money frees fully from the US government. Billions go to the state, and from the state to each of its counties is millions. So there's never any trouble about money. They always have money. So anyway, I'm about 19 minutes left of my live stream. It's 8:47, so I actually have 13 minutes left of my live stream. I want to thank the emoji from Margaret King from Kern County, California. Thank you, Margaret King, for the emoji. I want to thank all my listeners in here because I want to help you. If there's particular things like my rules, my 5 rules, I went over very quickly. I can go into depth, but a lot of them you've heard it so many times. You can't trust CPS. The attitude CPS is all wrong and all bad. It's all wrong and all bad. Good morning and welcome to Bob Pace's live stream. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to? I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Thank you. You bet. So, what is your question, Bartley?
Okay, my question today is, or for this morning, is what do you think about me going to the local newspaper in my county and talking to a reporter and see if they want to put my story in the paper?
I think that is a good idea because it will help you make awareness. That's only if it's a situation where it's hopeless with your CPS case. If CPS is working with you and helping you, but you told me lately that an email that was sent to your ex uh, partner or whoever the guy was um, uh, told about a hearing that's taken place that you were not invited to, and which is wrong. He has no jurisdiction over your child. He's only trying to get your child because of the money. He has your social security. He has money for the child. He's taking advantage of you, and you need to nip it in the butt there. Now, I tell people that talk to news reporters if it's where they're having no success with their case, meaning that it's gone to a dead end, and you can get help where they could probably do so. Um,
Okay. How do I go about it? Like after I make an appointment, I just tell them my story and just go from there.
well, yeah, you got to be careful when you're going to talk to them because it could be damaging to your case. Now, I don't know if CPS is no longer talking to you or not. As CPS is no longer talking to you.
Let's see. The last email I got from them was the day when I had the criminal hearing, and that's kind of it. I don't remember the date. There's been so many dates, so I can't recall it. But a few weeks now. No, but Dad Kelly said he just got an email from them. So.
Well, here's the thing that's confusing to me. Why is CPS involved in the criminal matter? CPS doesn't handle the criminal matter. That's a whole separate entity. When you have a criminal matter, you're dealing with criminal law and criminal court. And there you can have a jury trial. There you can have a jury trial. In CPS, they don't do jury trials unless you really press it, really ask for it. Some states don't have it. Texas does have jury trials in CPS matters. So,
Yeah, I was told when this happened to keep them separate, both cases, that
yes,
somehow
they
when I
are.
got that deferred agreement paperwork, it said in there, Bob, one of the sentences was about CPS. And, right there I knew something in me didn't feel right. So I knew something was fishy. And that was another reason I wasn't going to sign it because of that. And that attorney said they want to dismiss it. So that's what they should do because I did nothing wrong. Did nothing
Right,
to any of this.
right.
So
I understand. I understand
yeah,
immensely.
yeah. I don't know how I got co-meshed. I don't know. Maybe because it's a small area I'm in. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I just know it's got to stop. It's got to stop. These
Yeah.
people, I don't know. I know there's the attorney. There's only 2 cases in the whole county. You know, they don't have nothing better to do out here either. And I never hurt my child. That's the thing. Like the email I did get from the public defender yesterday was to talk. That she's made an appointment so I can talk to her on Tuesday next week. And then she made a status hearing because they don't do the motion 388 out here. So we're doing a status hearing, and it says for abuse and neglect.
Yeah. I
And then,
understood. I understood.
is that what it's supposed to say? I guess I just there was no abuse or neglect, but okay, you know, yeah. So what will happen at the status hearing? Can you tell me? Is that where I'll be able to say if he's not home by then, which I'm hoping he is, but if he's not, let's say that hey, my son needs to be home. His homeschooling area is all set up. He needs to be able to come over to do his education. And then if they want him to stay as such as at night, fine. But still, that shouldn't be when I never even hurt my son. I loved him, and that's all I
Well,
wanted. Protecting him.
you got two different issues you're bouncing around right now. You're bouncing around your criminal matter when you were attacked in your home, they illegally enter your home and they attacked you and arrested you for no reason. And you have that criminal matter, the which will be dropped. You need to get that done first. Your second matter is a child protection matter where they're bootstrapping because you were criminally arrested and criminally there. They're trying to take away your child. Um, you almost got a third matter. You got a partner that is illegally doing things. Illegally doing things.
That really hurt the most was to know he betrayed me all for money. Ooh,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I still can't apologize. Oh my god.
It's okay. It's okay. I know what you're
Yeah,
going
and
through, and I feel so sorry for you.
thank you. I remember though when after I gave birth to him and um, stepdad brought us home from the hospital, and I'd love to tell him, don't you remember what he said? The first thing he said was when we brought him in the house in his little carrier to me. He goes, "Welcome home, Mama," and it made me feel nice. And he goes, "You know what your job is?" And I go, "What?" He goes, "Is to love that little boy unconditionally." And I know that's my job, and I appreciate that. And I
Yeah.
wish I could tell him what he said because he must have forgot because he's going for the money instead of the love.
Yeah, I understand. You can't
Yeah.
fight him. All you can
No.
do is fight one battle at a time. Your first battle
Right.
is your criminal matter. Your second battle is your CPS matter.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it.
And the way they're keeping track of, they're not sharing information. And you need to keep track of your paper trail. Now, they don't call you or stop by to see you. They only do emails. Is that all they do?
They stop and by they're supposed to do surprise visits, but they'll call them and let them know ahead of time.
Okay.
and they only did one in June, and they just did one um, in August, and that's it.
Right. Right. Well, you don't have to talk to them. You don't have to let them in your home. Um, you know, since you already done so and you already know what they're going to do or say, then it's best just to cooperate with them since you don't have money for a real attorney. And you cooperate with them. You um, uh, keep track and document everything. You want to keep track and document everything.
I did make some appointments that get voluntarily at my doctor's office to get my blood drawn to see if I'm on drugs.
Yeah,
If they want me to do that, okay, well, I'm doing it through my doctor.
that's fine. That is fine. You have your doctor, you have your recommendation. So,
Okay. And then my other question is, the only thing that was wrong was we didn't have a car skirting on the home, which that's dealt with. Got the car, got the skirting on. Then there was clutter. Now I've been decluttering. Now, does that mean I have to let them in my house again, or can I just give them photos?
well, here's the thing is, if they've already been in your house once, and you allow them in once, and you don't have an attorney, then you're going to have to allow them in another time when it's all nice and
Okay.
clean. Okay,
I just
you're
want to
going
know
to yeah.
what
Well,
that
the
means.
problem is you can't fight them like you normally do because you don't have an attorney. If you had an attorney, the
Right.
answer is don't talk to them. Let your attorney handle it. But since you don't have an attorney and you don't want to use the public defender, you're going to have to do it yourself. You're going to have to fight them yourself. And step one is to get the case over, your criminal case first. Go to trial,
Okay.
get that settled.
Yes.
Go to trial and get that settled.
Okay. That's what we're doing, right? Yes. And according to that attorney, and she's the private one, even though she's getting paid through the public defender's office, she says that the county now wants to dismiss it. So, which is what they should do.
Yeah, they don't have
So
any
we're hoping
evidence. They
so.
don't have any evidence. It's called
Right.
intimidation. And I'm so sorry
Right. That's,
you're going through it.
huh?
I said, I'm so sorry you're
Yeah.
going through it. It's called intimidation.
Right. Yeah, the intimidation, and then also it's like they knew they made a mistake, and they don't want to admit they're wrong, and that's terrible.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's the part that's discouraging sometimes. It's like, okay, everybody's human. We make mistakes, or you guys made an error on me. This shouldn't have happened, and it's okay. Just
Yeah,
dismiss it, and we'll leave it be. But hopefully that's how it goes. So
yeah,
we'll just see. It feels. I just miss my son so much, and he loves me too.
yeah.
And then taking pictures when I see him and videos and all that too. So
I know what it is to miss a child. I know what it is.
I know you too.
It isn't
It's
a
a
moment I go
terrible
by I
thing.
don't think about my family or my children. And
Right.
so it is hard. It is hard.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna let you go only because I just not very long, but I'm gonna call this tonight too. Okay.
Right. Well, it's 9 o'clock and I do have to end. So
Oh.
it's a perfect timing. I want to thank
Okay.
you, Bartley, for calling in. It's very nice of you.
All right.
I was hoping to hear from Jason Strope, but he maybe be back tonight. He's a gentleman from Pennsylvania trying to help his girlfriend who's worried about her loss of her child. I don't think they're involved in CPS, but they're starting to do there. And yes,
Oh.
Christina Reynoso. This is Bartley, 54 from Montana, who's working with Betty Joe. And Christina Reynoso is checking in on you. She's from Las Vegas, Nevada. And good
Oh
morning,
yes.
Christina Reynoso. It's good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you. But she came in right at 9:01, so I definitely have to come off the show because I'm already 9:02. So I have to end it. So Bartley, thank you for calling in. God bless you and calling again tonight. I love to talk to you. I love to help you. Okay? Hang in there and keep fighting for your child. Be careful. You did a grievance for Christina Reynoso, did a grievance for you. I know that she did help you. So
Yeah, she's great.
yeah, I know she is. She is great. All right. Well, thank you very much for calling in, Bartley. And I will end my show. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. Take care, Bartley. God bless you. Bye. Okay, that was Bartley, 54, from Montana, who wanted to call in with a couple questions. We have in the house Christina Reynoso from Las Vegas, Nevada, who helps out with grievances, who helps out other parents in there. Have he call me. Who's he? Christina Reynoso. HVV, he for call me. Christina Reynoso, thank you for dropping in. I don't understand what you mean by the last comment. I want to thank Bartley for calling in and sharing her grief and how she's fighting to get her kids back. Also want to thank Jason Strope from Pennsylvania, who's trying to help out his girlfriend with a CPS matter. I want to thank all of you, my listeners. Margaret King, who sent an emoji. Thank you, Margaret King. And I'm going to be on again at 7 o'clock tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please join me. I'm still hanging in there. I still am hanging in there. God bless you all. And do not forget to keep fighting for your child. Come in here. I'll give you encouragement. I will help you. I do anything I can to do to help you. God bless you all. And there'll be a short video at the end of my presentation here. Please listen to the video. Also, I'm going to put up the Department of Doge. It's the government efficiency. There is a website. There's phone numbers you can call, which is the White House. And then there's an email. So look it over. That'll be on there. So with further ado, I want you all to have a great day. Enjoy your day. Keep fighting for your children, your family. And I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce him. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.